Hello, yogis. I am just setting up lights and cameras. Welcome, welcome. I'm super excited for today. Go ahead and find the chat. Let's all say hello. Make sure your chat settings are set to all panelists and attendees. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Pam. How are you guys feeling? Trying to get the right amount of lighting so that I'm enlightened. Good morning, Josefa, Valeria, Pam, Dana. Welcome, welcome, my loves. We have a full class today. Okay, let's see. There we go. And here we have on camera my fierce little Pomeranian. This is Oso. Okay, how are you guys feeling? What kind of sequence do you want? I mean, I know what I want. Tell me what you guys would like today. Good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome everybody. I am super excited to move. Find the chat, my loves. And change your settings so it says to all panelists and attendees. Hi, Yosefa. What do you think of the headband? I'm always like, should I headband or not headband? Helps to keep all the wild hair contained. We had a strong practice yesterday. I am a little sore. Hello, Daniela, Steph. You're braiding the front. Yeah, oh, the two braids. I really like the two braids. Yeah, the two braids is good like if I'm teaching all day because it kind of like lets it move but keeps it in place. Yeah, it's the thing with having long hair and teaching yoga. You need like strategies to contain it and to kind of like look a little civilized. Like sometimes I'm teaching and someone snaps a photo and my hair is like, what? Oh, welcome, welcome, my loves. Hello, Alicia from Switzerland. My love, I miss you guys so much. Hello, Steph. Find the chat, my dears. It's chilly here in PA. So I'm thinking of doing kind of a strong practice today. Hola, Dana. Or is it Dana? Dana. Strong practice is what I'm feeling like today. How are you guys feeling? You want nap time or push-ups? Nap time or push-ups? Vote now. Before we get moving. All right, so we have people in Switzerland, Miami, Peru. Where else? Where else are you guys located all around the world? I hear everything's starting to open up this week. That in Peru, you guys are gonna go back to work soon. Power, yeah, I'm feeling like power yoga today. Hello, Mika in France. Vivi in Mexico. Wow, I haven't been to Mexico in like 4 years since my last tour there. So beautiful. Oh, you got 2 more weeks quarantine, Laura. Let me give you some power now that you're here on the call. It's hard to scroll. Okay, come on. Where is my tech team? I feel like it's a bit of an IQ test. Trying to find you, Laura, to make you a co-host. And it is not easy as I would like it to be. There you are. And then it moves. Okay. Out of lockdown in 36 hours in France. Wow, amazing. Did they just change 2 weeks, 2 more weeks of quarantine, Laura? I thought you guys were going back to work the week of the 13th.
Yeah, we were supposed to actually start working. I mean, not 100%, but some people were able to work starting on the 11th, that is this Monday, but they just extended 2 more weeks of quarantine. And it was yesterday.
Yesterday, because we just talked about this, guys. We've been trying to figure out like the right schedule for our training, and it's like so unpredictable because like people think they're going to get out of lockdown and then they're back in lockdown, and it's very hard for us to like figure out what's the best time, because if you guys are in lockdown and you're not working, then one schedule is great, but if you start to go back to work, then we need to shift the schedule. It's
But
like
we have shifted. What we did it. I think it's the smartest way now that we're gonna go and we're gonna start studying only Friday evening and then Saturday full day, because this fits everyone's schedule. You know, either you work or you also have home office, which takes a lot of time. Or I mean, in my case, I work and I have to take care of my house. So also I'm kind of busy during the day. So this makes it accessible for everyone.
That's good. That's what we're trying to do. And we also reorganize things so that we start with the mind science first, because we realize people have a lot of stuff playing out. We want to get you in a really good condition before we start teaching alignment. But we'll talk to you guys a little bit about that later. So what do you guys think? I'm going to teach a strong sequence today. I feel like moving. But any requests for like certain areas of the body? Talk to me, guys. Find the chat. Let me know. 1,000 push-ups, you say? You want to do 1,000 push-ups today? Wow, that seems like a lot.
Tell them to comment to everyone.
Yeah, comment to all panelists and attendees. Strong sounds good, Stephanie says. Good, I like it. So we're going to start with some preparatory pranayamas, because we're going to do a strong practice. Let's get our lungs in a good let's see, Josefa says yoga split to 3-leg dog. All right, yeah, we're definitely going to get into some hamstring stuff today as well. I'm on a hamstring kick. All right, guys, are you ready to begin? Are you ready? So what I want you to do is come to a comfortable seated position. Now, if your knees are not comfortably on the ground, then it's better for you to sit on a block. And the reason for this is, notice that when I come on a block, it's easier to get this curve in the spine. And that curve, when you're seated, allows the rib cage to be a bit more open, which means you can take deeper breaths. Okay? So we're going to start with preparatory pranayamas. And what this means is you'll inhale fully, you'll fill your lungs with air, and you'll hold the inhale, and then we're going to do various ways of stimulating the lungs. So find your comfortable seated position. First round will be with our fists. Inhale fully all the way up and hold your breath. And exhale. Delicious. Second round will be with open palms. So inhale fully. Exhale. Almost as good as espresso. Third round, little tiger's claws in your hands. Inhale fully. Excellent. Next, we're going to do open mouth Bhastrika, or breath of fire, to just increase the exchange of gases and to get a little bit more oxygen in our system. So you'll open your mouth nice and wide and find your diaphragm at the bottom of your rib cage. And with your inhale, it will be forceful inhale. You'll push the hand out, and forceful exhale. So it sounds like this. Open your mouth and begin. Let's get some fresh prana flowing. Keep going. And inhale, arms up over your head. Hold the breath, squeeze energy up. And exhale. Okay, remove the block if you're sitting on it and go ahead and make your way to a cross-legged position, coming onto all fours. So in today's practice, I need to adjust this camera back a little bit. Look at that. Where is my production team? All right, good. Now let's see, right about here, you can see my hands. Excellent. Find your right hand and go ahead and turn it so the fingers face back. Begin spreading your fingers, and I want you to notice, is your elbow bent? And if it's bent, roll the shoulder in and back and shine the eye of the elbow forward. Excellent. Stretching the wrists. Stretching the wrist. Keep pressing your fingernails down into the mat. Excellent. Keep pressing the fingernails into the mat. Good. Release. Left side. Left fingers face back. Press the fingernails into the mat. It's super important that you do wrist therapy, guys, especially if we're going to do a lot of stuff on our hands like it will be today, because we want your wrists to be healthy, flexible, stable, and strong. Excellent. Release the left side. Now turn both hands so your fingers face back. Bring your pinkies together. And guys, on your screen, if you don't see the images of me next to each other or one on top of the other, if you touch the top of the screen, it'll give you an option to change the view, because I'm teaching this so that you can see me from both angles. So fix that if you don't see both. Excellent. And release. Bring both palms flat on the ground, turn your toes under, and press back into downward dog. Step your feet wider than your mat, and you're going to stay here for 5 breaths while I adjust my camera. We'll begin bending your right and your left. Excellent. I think I need to bring this down. I had a lecture yesterday, so everything got changed. There we go. That is a better view. Okay, good. Excellent, excellent. Bending right and left. Take your head all the way through. And with your next inhale, I want you to begin tucking your tailbone, rounding your back, and shifting all the way forward. Pick up your heels, push the ground away, take your head forward. Excellent. And release, bend your knees, drop back. Pedal right and left. 2 more times. With your next inhale, rounding. Round, round, round the back, shift forward all the way, then pick your head up and just look in between your hands. Your shoulders are slightly past the wrists. Exhale, release, drop back. Press your palms flat. Lengthen your breath, Ujjayi Pranayama. 3rd round, tuck. Shift forward, round the back, really push away, pick your heels up. Shift your head forward. Bend your elbows a little bit and hold. Hold, hold, and lower down all the way onto the mat. Pick your feet up and bring them closer together. With your next inhale, rising up into Cobra or Upward Dog. Now, let it be sloppy. I want you to just flow a little bit from side to side, awakening that beautiful body of yours. Excellent. Now, to transition onto all fours, I want you to contract your belly. We're learning to do these rolling transitions. Contract your belly. Excellent. Anahatasana. Slide your arms forward. Keep your elbows nice and straight. And either bring your forehead to the mat or your chest and chin, depending on what feels good to your neck. Now, in today's practice, you're going to get lots of options. You select the one that's safe for you. Excellent. Now shift forward, bringing your belly onto the mat, coming onto your elbows. Elbows under your shoulder. Good. Take your hands and place them flat on your mat, palms down. Let's wake up your core. Palms down. I want you to tuck your tailbone and traction forward, engage your lower belly and hold. Feel like you're dragging yourself forward just a little bit and hold. It's not supposed to be easy. And release, side to side. 2 more rounds of that, guys. I'm a big fan of this particular pose because learning to engage our core like this is important in a lot of poses. Tuck. So I just bring my hips off the ground, my knees stay down, and then I traction a little bit forward. Concentrate your attention on the lower belly. And release. Let me check my audio, make sure the sound is up nice and loud. Yep, it is. Very good. All right, 3rd round. Tuck, traction forward. Excellent. And release. Come down onto the mat. I want you to take your hands wider than your mat with the elbows pushing forward. Okay? Cross your ankles. And now first do that little tuck and then lift your body all the way up. Engage your core. 1. Doing 4 more of those. 2. Excellent. 3. Get strong all the way up. Keep your head up. 4. Tuck. Excellent. And 5. All the way up. And all the way down. Excellent. Extend your right arm off to the right. Bring it up, walk it up so it's at the height of your eyes. So it's a little bit bigger than a 90-degree angle with the spine. And then first position is rolling onto your right side. Now, if you want to go deeper, you can roll all the way around, bending your knees up. If you want to go deeper, you can place your right foot on your left thigh and begin to rock. And then if you're binding, of course, you can bind as you wish. Lengthen your breath and create space where there was tension and congestion. I invite you to close your eyes here. Such a beautiful, life-changing pose. And slowly unwind, make it graceful. In yoga, we want to try to create space and grace. And that's what I say as I'm knocking over my yoga blocks. Smooth. Saturday morning. All right, back to your spider position. Hands wide, elbows push forward. So we're targeting a very specific line. Cross your ankles. Before you come up, you tuck. So you engage your core. Up and down. Now, of course, if this is too easy for you, you can do it straight legged. That's 2 and 3. Excellent. 4 and 5. All the way up and down. Good. Other side. Now, your left arm goes out to the left, and you can walk the hand up so it's at the height of your eyes, and then roll first onto your left side, bend your knees up, or all the way around, bringing your lower back onto the ground. See that I pick up my hips and I adjust a little bit. Now, if you want to rock, place your left foot on the right knee and just rock a little bit from side to side. And of course, if you're binding, you interlace the hands and then flip the thumbs out to an open position. Enjoy. What a beautiful stretch. And exhale, rolling back onto your belly. Walk your hands back into that spider position. Now you can either cross your ankles or straight leg, guys. Up, that's 1. Push your elbows forward. 2, with enthusiasm. 3, excellent. 4, excellent. And 5. Very good. Lower all the way onto the mat. Bring your hands down to your rib cage. Point your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Traction yourself forward. And this transition here, control by contracting the belly and rounding your back. And Anahatasana again, either forehead on the mat. Keep your arms nice and straight like you're reaching for something, or chest and chin. We repeat this pose a lot because this particular direction of mobility, which is a back bend of the shoulder joint, is the one that limits you in a lot of poses. So we got to repeat, repeat, repeat. Excellent. Slowly rounding up, walk your hands in, turn your toes under. So when I go back to downward dog, I tuck first. So I'm gonna watch. So I'm gonna tuck and then push back. Just gives you a little bit more control. So you're making a lot of movements from your lower belly. You'll see this will give you a lot more control. Good, now I want you to step your feet close together. And with your next inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. Now you have a couple of choices here. You can have the hips in line in a box stance or stacked. And then find your left heel and begin lifting it up and down off the mat. Press up and extend. Now for our transition forward, we're going to do it slow. First, finger stands on the right side. Then begin drawing your right knee towards your right armpit. Really keep the legs super high, super high, super high. And then replace the right hand. Why, hello. Come into a long lunge position. Pay attention to what's happening in the back foot. Push the heel forward. So it's not dropped back, it's pushing forward. This stretches the feet. Excellent. Bring your hands up to your knee and hold. Nice low position, hold. Activate your legs. Get strong. Get strong, get stronger, más fuerte, más entusiasmo. Whew. Excellent. Bring your hands down to the mat, inside the right foot. Now, I'm going to bring the camera so you can see my right foot. I want you to keep it alive and keep all four corners on the ground. Yep, that's your foundation. Now, if you practice with your elbows down, go ahead and bring your elbows down. Keep the foot active though. And then just a little bit side to side, side to side. Next variation, if you want, you can bring your shoulders onto the ground. Also a possibility. Maybe try for those who are flexible. Just giving a few more options. A few more breaths here. Very good, Sarah. My sister's here practicing. Very good. She's already crawling under her leg. Excellent. All right, we're going to transition back. Straighten your left leg. Now let's make this fun. Hug the knee in. Pick up the foot. Hold. 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 And step back. Ooh, yummy. Pedal the feet. Good, left side, left leg lifts, take it all the way up. You can either square your hips or stack. It's totally up to you. Find your right heel and begin lifting it up and down off the ground. Keep pushing both legs straight, push your hands down. Extend, extend, extend. And now the transition forward, round the back. Create a lot of space on the left side. Finger stands make this much easier. Take that knee high, 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 and then replace the hand. Excellent. Next, see the position of my back foot? You want to slide the foot back so you have a really long stance and push the heel forward. Makes it a little harder, but it's more accurate. Good. Hands come up onto the knee and hold. Get strong. Squeeze that back leg straight. Keep sinking the right one. Keep your toes lifting on your left foot. Regulate your breath. Excellent. And slowly lowering down, bring your right knee onto the mat and traction forward. Delicious, delicious. And then we have our variations. So the next variation, you keep all four corners of that left foot grounded, is to bring your elbows to the mat. Yeah, you decide what makes sense to you today. And then for the next advanced variation, see that I go back a little bit so that I can fit my shoulders underneath the leg. So you see which one is nice for you. And then just bringing yourself up. We're going to have a fun transition here. Straighten the back leg. pick up your left heel, hug the knee in, pick it up, all the way back. Excellent, excellent. Take a moment here. Notice how the legs are warming up, and with your next inhale, shift forward to the top of your push-up. Step your feet together. Bring your right hand to the center, Bhastrika. Extend your left arm up and keep picking your hips up. Keep picking your hips up. Get strong. Squeeze your legs together. Good. And then slowly lowering your right hip down to the ground. Stack your legs on top of each other. And if your right elbow is bent, all you have to do is walk the hand forward a little bit more. You want that right arm to be nice and straight. Good. And then begin to play with it. Your left leg will be longer than the right in this position. And start to shift the left hip forward until you find your sweet spot. Regulate your breath. Hint of a smile. This is one of my favorite poses. It's how I got so tall. You know, you think it was genetics. It was just this asana. I think you only come for the jokes. And good. Bend your knees and lower down onto your elbow. So you want your forearm to be parallel to the front of the mat. Very good. Then step your left foot forward. Excellent. Activate the Padamanda. Go ahead and just lift your hips up. Excellent. Lift your arm up. Now pick up that right leg and hold. Pick it up. Try. Keep trying. Keep trying. Pick it up. Very good, Sarah. Excellent, excellent. And then lower down and roll onto your belly. Good. Now you'll notice that you're a bit off the side of your mat. That is what we want. Take your right arm into a 90-degree angle. Okay? 90-degree angle. Make sure it's not like this. Really, the elbow in line with the shoulder. Once you have that, roll onto your right side. Take your left arm and put it into spider position. And begin to push with your left hand, trying to stack the left shoulder on top of the right. Close your eyes and regulate your breath. Create space where there was tension. Excellent. Then roll onto your belly. And I want you to walk both your arms out in front of you. And then walk your hands in a little bit so your shoulders come up. And then take your right arm underneath the left shoulder and your left arm alongside your body with the top of the hand down. Now, from this position, I want you to notice what's happening in this left shoulder and pick it up and then drop it down. Now, once you're here, if you want to get a little much munchier, just turn your toes under and scoot your body forward. So a heavier part of your chest is squishing that right arm onto the ground. Regulate your breath, regulate your smile. You don't have to regulate your awesomeness. You can just let that be unregulated giant amounts of awesomeness. Excellent. Now I have a fun transition here. So leave your right arm exactly where it is and just roll onto your back all the way around. Good. Now take your right hand and place it underneath the rib cage, not too far, not like this, not really far under, just a little bit. Then begin to lean on your right side, reaching for that elbow. Now, if you can get the elbow, this may be really intense for you guys. I do this pose almost every day. It took a while to get my shoulders open. So if it's intense for you, chill out. You don't have to go to the most deep variation. If you've been practicing it every day, the next variation, your fingers face up towards your face, and then your hand pushes down on the wrist, trying to push the wrist flat on the floor. Breathe into it. It's a delicious pose. Your whole right side is much longer than your left right now. You'll feel it very soon. Okay, to get out of this, you're gonna roll back onto your back and then take your right arm over your head. So you have this whole right side body exposed, and just roll around on your right side body all the way back onto your belly. It's like magic. Good. Bring your hands low on your waist. See this 90-degree angle? Squeeze the shoulder blades together, point your toes, and go ahead and rise up to your greatness. Now, transition using that core activation here. I'm doing it slow because it's a really nice opportunity to get strong. Anahatasana. Either forehead on the mat or chest and chins. Extend your arms forward. Reach, 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 reach. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Excellent. Tuck your tailbone to rise up. Keep that engagement. Plant your palms. Turn your toes under and make your way back into downward dog. Notice how the right side of your body feels different from the left. Just notice. Just notice. All right, let's even it out a little bit. Inhale, shifting forward to the top of your push-up. Then bring your left hand to the center of the mat and come into side plank. Now guys, you have some options here if you want to do shenanigans with the legs or you want to step one forward for more support. You decide, but hold the pose, and I want you to really contract that left side body. Keep pushing against the ground and picking the hips up. We create a little bit of an arc in Bhastrika. Hold the position. And then lower your left hip down. Oh, delicious. Stack your legs on top of each other. Begin coming into our passive version. So if your left elbow is bent, just walk the hand forward a little bit more and try to straighten it. And then use your right hand in finger stands for balance. Begin to stack your hips and then shift the right hip forward slightly. Now you're looking for your sweet spot. Where is the spot that needs released on your left side body? Find it and begin breathing into that area. Create space. Use the breath inside to create a pressure so that you're getting a stretch on the inside and the outside. Excellent. Go ahead and lower down. Now we're bringing our left elbow to the ground and the palm faces down. Once you find that position, step your right foot forward and make sure the foot is planted flat. Then lift up. Lift your right arm up, and then pick up your left leg. Activate your inner thighs. Pick it up, guys. It's not easy. Get strong. It's not a common movement in yoga. Engage your inner thighs. Lift up. Hold the position. Excellent. Lower your body down to the ground. Roll onto your belly, and you should be a bit to the right side of your mat. Then take your left hand into a 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle, and your right one is in line with the shoulder. Roll onto your left side and bend your knees up. Then begin pushing with your right hand, opening into that inside line of the left arm. Try to increase the volume of respiration so you're inhaling just a little bit more, using that as a method to stretch the inside of the left shoulder. I invite you to close your eyes here. Just direct your attention to the communication with the left shoulder. Amazing. Roll onto your belly and take both your arms out in front of you. And then walk them in a little bit so your shoulders come off the ground. And take your left arm underneath and drop down. Take your right arm alongside your body. Now I want you to notice what's happening with that right shoulder. If you're holding it all the way up here, sometimes it's tension, sometimes it's habit, but just lift it up and see how far you can drop it down. Then if you want, turn your toes under and just a little bit scoot yourself forward. Then drop your weight, get really heavy. And invite that beautiful left shoulder on the outside to create a little bit more space. Continue mechanical breathing, not automatic breathing. So you're taking control of the mechanism of respiration. All right, now we have that fun transition. Leave your left arm right where it is and just roll all the way around onto your back. Now from this position, take your left hand and place it underneath the rib cage. And then roll onto your left arm and reach first with your right hand for your left shoulder, or placing the palm on the wrist and pushing it down. Breathe into that beautiful left shoulder. I invite you to close your eyes, and if the pose is very intense, back off just a little bit. Yeah, with yoga poses, they improve over time by steady, regular, intelligent practice. Your body changes. You're literally teaching it to grow tissue in different positions. So you grow longer muscles, the fascia changes. It's an amazing process, but it's not one that you should try to hurry. Unless we're gonna start a yoga competition, in which case, all right, excellent. Go ahead and roll onto your back. Take your left arm all the way over your head, and then find your left side body and roll all the way back around onto your belly. Excellent. Bring your hands to the bottom of your waist. Point your toes. Inhale up. Cobra or upward dog. Traction yourself forward. My shoulders feel amazing. I don't know about you guys. Now let's get this transition beautiful. So see how I contract my lower belly slowly, 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 coming back onto all fours. Everything's an opportunity to do more core. Extend your arms out. Either forehead to the mat or chest and chin. Reach your arms forward. All right, my loves. And now it's about to get serious. Go ahead and rise up, making your way back into your downward facing dog. So now if you notice how your arms and shoulders feel, we got a lot of space, a lot of opening in a short amount of time, because I want to spend today doing some work on your beautiful legs. So step your right foot in between your hands and go ahead and turn into Prasarita, a wide leg forward fold. I'm going to adjust my cameras. You guys make sure you have a nice long stance here. Okay, and by long stance, I want a lot of space between your feet. Okay, good. A lot of space between your feet. Place your hands directly underneath your shoulders. And let's have a little bit of fun. I want you to shift forward and tuck your tailbones the other around my back, and then pick your heels up. And now shift more of your body weight into your hands. Push the ground away. Excellent. Lower down. Arch the back. And begin bending right knee. See how far I shift to the right side? And then left knee. Shift far. So you sink down. We're stretching the inner groin here as well. Keep this foot active. Shift. Really bend the right knee. Shifting low, low, low. And the left. Yosafa, here comes your hamstring stuff. We're going to have some fun today. And again, side to side. Bend the right. So you want to go really low, so you're getting strong, activating these muscles. And then shift. Left. Bend, 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 bend. Excellent. Back to center. So feel free to use blocks here. I'm going to give some variations. The next variation, I'm going to start to walk my hands back. Then I bend the elbows towards each other. So they're not out like this, they hug towards each other. And I begin to walk my hands through my legs. So just begin. If you're very flexible, you have to shorten the stance. If you're tight, you have to lengthen it. Good. Take a nice deep forward fold. Make sure you're releasing the head so the head is just heavy. Hug the elbows towards each other. Excellent. Lift up and walk your hands forward. Okay, so this next sequence, you have to do the right choice for you and make sure you feel no knee pain, okay? So I want you to find your right knee and begin to bend it and shift your weight to the right side. Now, for some of you, you're gonna stay here. For other people, let me lower this camera down so you can see, you may wanna pick the heel up and begin to lower down. Now, if you want, you can keep the heel down, but this makes it a lot harder and you need to pay attention to the arch on the right foot and make sure it's lifting. This really matters. So once you're in the pose, you can take your left hand, if you would like, to your calf and your right elbow to the knee. And then you push, arch the back. How's that feel, Sarah? It's good? So we're working on a part of the hamstring in the inner groin here. Excellent. Okay, now to transition, bring your hands to the ground. See that I lift up, I ground the foot on the other side, I begin to shift to the left. Now you have some options here, please make the right choice. The first one is just to bend the left knee and hold. If this is a deep stretch for you, stay there. Next, you can pick up the left heel and turn the right foot up, or keep the heel down. If the heel is down, you want to work on lifting that left arch as much as you can. Then take your right hand to the calf and press with your elbow. Good. That's it. Very ninja-like today. And keep trying to lift your chest up. Make sure you choose a variation that fits your edge, but not over your edge. Delicious. Bring your hands to the mat. And guess what? Same thing. Other side. Bend your right knee. Multiple repetitions today. Good. I want to work hard on our legs. And so pick your version. Repeat maybe the same thing. If you're practicing pushing the legs apart, the next variation is to press the right arm straight instead of the elbow. So it's just an option. And then, of course, to fold forward. And that is intense. You find your spot. Regulate your breath. And slowly rising up. Use your hands. And switch sides, my loves. Slow and steady, set yourself up. Pay attention to what's happening in your feet and your knees. Good. Right hand on the leg, either left elbow on the knee or the other variation with the hand. And then you can always fold forward. You do what's right for you. And slowly release. Return, make your way back to center. And take a deep forward fold. Any variation, hands on the mat, hands on the ankles, or if you like to interlace, that is also an option. If you're interlacing, either the fingers are together and the palms apart, or if you want, you can bring the palms together. We also have variations where you flip. You go ahead and play around and see which one you like. Excellent. And slowly rising up. Bring your hands onto the mat, underneath your shoulders. Now watch my feet. I'm going to tuck my tailbone around my back, pick up first onto the ball of the foot, and then maybe onto the toe tips. Take the weight into your arms, press the ground away. Excellent. Release. Let me adjust the cameras for our next part of the sequence. Okay, good. So now I want you to come up and rotate your feet out. Now I call this position sloppy goddess squat. So you see that I'm letting my shoulders go up by my ears. So I want you to lock your elbows, let your shoulders go up by your ears. Keep your feet active, but let the rest be kind of sloppy, as if you're dropping a lot of the weight of the pose. And see how I sink my sits bones low? And just begin. Shoulders are up by the ears. Scrunch them up there. You'll be able to pull them back down again. They won't get stuck. Good. Now, from this sloppy position, keep your arms straight and begin to lower the right shoulder down. Look over the left. Good. Come up. Sloppy shoulders. Left shoulder down. Look over the right. Try to keep your arms straight. Excellent. Back to center. Straighten your legs. Take a little break. Now bring your hands in front of your heart. And lower down. That's 1. Good. 2. All the way down. Don't hurry it, guys. The tendency is always to go too fast. Slow it down. 3. We're doing 10. If you go fast, you do 20. 4. Slow and steady. Keep your toes up. 5. Feet are very wide apart. 6. Excellent. 7. Slow and steady. 8. Delicious. 9. And 10 all the way down and hold. Good. Bring your hands back to your knees. Oh, back into sloppy goddess squat. Yeah, I know your legs are burning, mine too. Hallelujah. Regulate your breath. Let your shoulders up by your ears. Sink. See how my sits bones are below the knees and the angle of my knee is slightly wider than 90 degrees? Slightly wider. This is a really subtle thing. Is this wider angle creates a lot more space in the ankle joints and the arches. Good. Straighten up. Turn your feet back in and fold forward. Good. Fold forward. Strong leg sequence today, you guys. I hope you like it. So now, from this forward fold, we're going to take a little twist. Bring your right hand to the center, and I want you to keep it totally straight. And take your left hand to your lower back. You want to keep it flat. Now, the funny thing is that it's going to want to move. So keep your hand here and just begin. Now, to do this rotation, I want you to see that I first engage my core. So you see that little tuck? I engage my core, and that's what stabilizes the foundation, lets me keep my hips here. So engage your core. That's going to limit the pose. And then twist up. Keep trying to keep your hips totally flat. It will limit how far you go. So see, if I let my hips go out of alignment, I can go a lot further, but it's not correct. Good. Active, active, active. Active legs, active arms. Engage your core. That's what stabilizes the hips. Excellent. Lower your left hand down. Same thing other side. Take your time here because the setup is what allows you to really get the pose. Get the back flat. And then here, you see where I engage my core. This stabilizes the hips. Keep that. Then push and twist. It'll limit your ability to rotate, but it keeps the form correct. Excellent. Lowering hand down to the ground. We're going to take another forward fold, any variation, guys. And if you've been really locking your knees, it's nice to take an occasional little bend to reintegrate because you really want to get this opening here. And you can either grab the outside of your legs or interlace, any variation you like for the forward fold. Keep your feet extremely active. Regulate your breath. 3 more breaths here, guys. Enjoy it. You're working hard to get this space today. Excellent. Now rise up. Bring your hands to the mat. And I want you to remember your feet are not glued to the mat, so we're going to begin to move them. I want you to start walking your hands towards the right. Now watch, my feet start to rotate. Bring this down so you can see my feet. My feet start to rotate, rotate, rotate. And then here, I actually drag the stance shorter as I rotate all the way around. Good. So you rotate all the way around. You can either be on the edge of your feet or ground them. They're just a different feeling. You pick. Depends on my mood. Then if you want to add a twist here, the left hand goes down, the right one reaches up. Delicious. Exhale, release. Okay, guys, like a little creature, you walk back around, slowly bringing your feet with you. It's not a fast thing. Slowly, 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 slowly. Amazing, amazing. Now you see when I get back around, my feet are not in the right position. So I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna adjust them back into a nice long prasarita. Take the prasarita, you'll feel asymmetrical. Good. And then once you have this and you have everything stabilized, now we walk to the other side. Sneak up on it. Begin to rotate. Now as I rotate, I actually shorten the stance. So see that I draw that left foot closer, all the way around. Good. And then place your right hand on the ground. If you want to do the twist is optional, and the left goes up. Totally optional. Release. And slowly rotate around. Take your time here, letting your feet move. Unglue them from the mat. Return back to your wide leg forward fold. Again, you're going to have very long hamstrings today, guys. And let's take a third forward fold. Either grab the outside of the legs, interlace, or hands on the mat. Totally up to you. 5 breaths. Enjoy it. Enjoy the space. Excellent. Go ahead and rise up and walk back to the top of your mat. Step your feet back and make your way into downward facing dog. Very good. With your next inhale, shift up to the top of your push-up, round your back, shoulders past the wrist, head is up, drop your hips through, elbows bend, lower down. There's that yoga hair. Point your toes. And rise all the way up into upward dog or cobra. Exhale, transitioning, and you knew what was coming next. Anahatasana, extend your arms out. Delicious. And tuck your tailbone, slowly rising up. Plant your palms on the mat. Turn your toes under and make your way back to downward dog. 5 breaths here. Notice the space in your body while I adjust some cameras. All right. From your downward dog position. Now, you may want to use blocks for this next pose. I want you to pick up your right foot and step it halfway down your mat, but to the outside edge. So it's the right foot is on the right edge of the mat. Then you shift forward, and you take your left foot to the left side of the mat. So we're in an asymmetrical triangle pose. Now, blocks or a chair can go underneath the shoulders. I'm going to show some variations, and you pick the one for you. The most important thing, look at this in my back. If your back is here, unless you're in a really deep forward fold, you're directing the force into your lumbar spine, not your hamstrings. So you want to find this little bit of an arch. Keep your feet alive. So next variation, you can take the blocks or your hands on the mat and extend so that you have this long line, drop the head through. Okay? Now I happen to love this position, this extension, because as I'm in this pose, I'm sinking my hips back. I keep my feet super active. And then with my hands, or if you're using the blocks, I traction forward. So I'm extending the spine at the same time as I'm sinking back. So we have this beautiful, beautiful extension. I love this pose. And the width really helps. Having your feet super far apart creates just a little bit more space, a little bit more ability to go deeper. A few more breaths here, guys. Now, if you have blocks, you're just going to walk them back underneath your shoulders. If your hands are on the ground, watch what I do. So to get to our next pose, I'm going to shift my weight into the left foot. So I shift the weight over. I just pick up the right foot and bring it to the center of my mat. Okay? Then next, begin to shift your weight into the right foot and pick up your left leg. Take it behind. So here we're going to work on some standing splits, but before we do anything, we're going to do some squats. So I want you to cross your left leg so it's behind the right one. Like you see my foot coming over here the other side. Cross it, squeeze it together. Your hands can be on blocks, the ground, or finger stands. 10 squats, slow and steady. Focus on keeping the left leg straight and then bending that beautiful right knee. Not so much. It's not a low squat. It's like a little micro squat. Keep the toes active and the arch lifting. That was 5. You got 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now take your standing splits. You can keep your hips square, or if you want to play around with, ooh, there's a lamp above my foot. You want to play around with binding, you take your right foot and grab, or right hand and grab your left foot. Any variation, standing splits. Enjoy. And then you're going to release the left leg and take it all the way around and place it in front of the right one. So you can have your hands on blocks. Once you make this cross, I want you to actually separate your feet more. So the left foot is far in front of the right, and try to get about 8 inches between your feet or more. Then exhale, fold forward if you would like, and release the hands. Excellent. Bring your fingers to the mat. Now, shift your weight into the right foot and pick up the left and hold it in front of the right, just for a moment or two. It's not easy. Float it in the air. And then step back into your downward dog. Woo! How's that feel, Sarah? She's huff puffing a little bit. Good. All right, in between sides, let's take a beautiful vinyasa. Shift forward, round your back. Shoulders go past the wrists and the hips come down. Now I have a diagonal line from my heels to my head. Bend the elbows, lower down. Point your toes and inhale, rising up. Exhale onto all fours. Extend your arms out, either forehead on the mat or chest and chin as to how your neck feels today. There is not a wrong answer here. Don't bend your elbows. That would be the wrong answer. Now rise up. And before we do the other side, I want you to bring your big toes together, let your heels come apart, and just sit back on your feet. Yeah, I know it's intense today, so I'm giving you guys just a little bit of a breather while we stretch the ankles. I told you, power yoga today. Grab your right knee, lean back, stretch the ankle. Now, of course, if this causes any knee pain or discomfort, you can totally skip it. Every pose is optional. Release, left side. Grab the knee, lean back. Release. Bring your palms down to the mat. Turn your toes under. and press back into your downward dog. All right, other side. Step your left halfway down the mat and bring the outside edge of your left foot to the edge of the mat. Then shift your weight into your left and bring your right foot out to the right. So we're in a nice wide triangle pose. Now, if you're using blocks, which I highly recommend if you're just beginning to work on your hamstrings, you want to get this arch in the back. That is super important. Find that arch because you'll see that directs the force into the hamstring as opposed to the lumbar spine. If you're using the blocks, maybe play around once you found that arch with extending the arms forward on the blocks and dropping your head through. Keep sinking the hips back. This is just a variation. You can stay in the other variation if you like. Or if your hands are on the ground, same thing. But then you'll use your finger stands and try to drag yourself forward. And keep sinking your hips back. Keep your feet super active. Lift the arches, lift the toes. It's an active practice today, my loves. Excellent. Then lift your head up and walk your hands in. And now shift your weight into the right foot and pick up the left and bring it to the center of your mat. Good. Then shift your weight and see how I walk my hands out so they're under the shoulders and pick up the right leg. Now you want to cross the right leg a little behind your left. Once you have this, bring your attention to your left arch and ankle. Keep it as decompressed as possible. 10 little squats. You're gonna have new legs after today. That's 4, toes up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, eat the ace. Good, so now any variation of standing splits. Maybe you wanna keep your hips square. Maybe you wanna stack them, and if you're stacking, if you want to bind, you bend your right foot and you grab with your left. And just enjoy any variation. It's your practice, but keep the left foot alive. Why do I say this a million times throughout the class? Because from my experience of teaching, that's how many times it takes to remind you to do it, and it's the most important thing in standing poses. The most is what's happening in the foot. Then gracefully release that right leg. Begin to draw it forward and cross in front of the left, and then create space between both your feet. So one foot is far in front of the other, and you have some space. Then begin to fold forward, taking any variation of a forward fold that you like. Option to interlace the hands if you like this one. Excellent. Slowly release. Bring your fingers down to the ground. Pick up your right foot. Float it in front of the left. Yeah, I know it's challenging. Step it back. Wow, guys, amazing. Let's take a vinyasa with your inhale. Shift forward, shoulders past the wrists. With the exhale, bend your elbows, lower down. Point your toes, inhale up. Exhale. Onto all fours, and then go ahead and slide your arms forward, Anahatasana. It's your last one of the day. Enjoy it. Slowly rising up. Walk your hands in. Cross your ankles, and come back to seated. Wow. Good job today, everybody. So let's continue with our forward folding practice. So let's start with diamond pose. Bring your feet together. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. All right, bring your feet together. And diamond pose is similar to Bhastrika, except you see that my feet are really far in front. Now take your hands to your knees. And just to set ourselves up for the pose, I want you to exhale, lean back, hold your knees and round, tuck your chin, stretch the back of the neck. And then inhale, arch, elbows in, chest up. Exhale, round. Tuck your chin. Inhale, arch, elbows in, look up. One more time. Exhale, round, lean back. I really pull with my arms and push with my legs to deeply stretch the fascia. Inhale, elbows in, arch up. All right. So now, if you use a block, you want to put something underneath your forehead. We're going to hold this pose for a little bit. And the idea here is that your head is super heavy. Yeah, it's super heavy. And you want to not have it pulling on your spine so you can really let go. So find the right position that's not too intense, because we're going to hold this pose for about 2 minutes. Okay, so you find your position. Sarah, do you want some blocks? I have some other ones. Yes, no? Sure. Before you let go, begin to drop. Here's the extra blocks. Begin to drop any activity in the body. So you don't want to fidget, you don't want to twist, you want to totally just let your body go. And the idea here is that as you release tension, it'll be a subtle expansion. So you actually take maybe a ½ millimeter more space up. So keep letting go. Make any final adjustments and really let yourself surrender to being still in the pose, because we want to work the fascia. And every time you contract your muscles to adjust, when you fire the muscles, you're not stretching in the fascia. And we want that fascia to release. And it takes a little bit of time. So cease activity, cease hugging towards center line. Make sure that your arms are not active, they're not holding anything. You are just dropping your weight down into the ground. Soft and heavy. Your head is in contact either with a chair, a block, a pillow. Undoing any tension. Letting yourself get soft and heavy. Soft and heavy. Excellent. And slowly rising up. If you're using props, set them off to the side. And then use your hands to scoop your knees in and leave them bent together. And I want you to take your hands and walk them back behind you with the fingers facing forward. Keep walking them back as far as they'll go and bend your elbows. And then with your feet, once you arrive in this position, see if you can walk them back even a little bit further. Bend your elbows and begin to press with your feet and tuck your chin. And so you'll feel that fascia on the back body stretching. Good. Now pick up your head and look to your left and push your right shoulder forward, turning a little bit. And then switch. Look to your right, push your left shoulder forward. Side to side. This creates a kind of massage in the rotator cuff. Keep trying to hug your elbows together. Side to side. Walk your hands as far back as they'll go. Excellent. Return back to center. Walk your hands a little further back. You got this. Bend your elbows. Last time, you're going to push with your feet and tuck your chin. Pull with your hands. Try to go deeper. Excellent. Then straightening your arms, stretch your fingers, hands, release. Ah, delicious. Good. Extend your legs out in front of you and take your left foot so that it cups the right calf. And first position is just hands behind you, finger stands, push, arch up. And you can begin folding deeper. This is an active forward fold, not passive. So at a certain point, when you get far enough forward, if it's in your practice, then bring your hands forward and grab the foot. But the idea here is to keep that arch in the back, or at least the idea of an arch, as opposed to this, which is common. It's better that you're up higher and the arms are pushing if you actually want to get really flexible, which I know you all do. So some hand variations, sometimes we like to grab the wrist and then we push with the ball of the foot forward. You pick, but this is an active pose, so I'm pushing with my right foot. My core is drawing in and up. I'm active, active, active. Excellent. And slowly rise up. Now take your left foot and put it on the other side of your calf, but you see that it's below the knee, so I have a very long crossed over stance. Then extend your right hand forward with the thumb facing down, and the left goes back, and start to walk back, and then bring your right hand to make contact with anywhere on the knee. Thumb is down, and I want you to use pushing force, so you push, don't pull, and twist. Look over your left. And slowly release. Extend your left foot forward and bring your right one so the arch of the right foot cups the calf of the left leg. Now find your correct posture. Use your hands to push your chest up. So even if you're back here, still chest is lifting. You'll see that you get deeper into the hamstring. But you find where the spot is for you. And if you're far enough forward, then it makes sense for you to bind, meaning you don't end up with a hunchback. Yeah, we're not rounding the back in this pose. It makes sense for you to bind in the pose, go ahead. But if you're binding, then you're pushing with your foot and you're still working to arch your back and take that left hip back. Good. Enjoy. Deep breath, pranayama, Ujjayi pranayama. Excellent. Slowly rising up. Pick up your left foot, right foot, and put it on the other side of your left leg. Then take your left hand, extend it forward with the thumb facing down, and walk your right hand back. The left hand makes contact anywhere on the right knee, and you begin to push and twist. Use the pushing force to twist. Look over your right shoulder. And slowly release, returning back to center. Extend both your legs out in front of you. If you would like, you can take them wider apart. We're going to begin to take a nice active forward fold. Strong day today, guys. Working on hamstrings. Don't give up on me. Stay with me in the practice. So first position is hands behind pushing. And then as you see, we can get lower and lower at a certain point. Maybe you want to take your arms forward, either grabbing the feet, toes, whatever, whichever you like. Keep pushing for. So here I use my hands, I use my feet like hands, and I push my arms. So I'm actually tractioning myself forward. It's extremely active pose. Okay. Just keep tractioning forward, extend. Wherever you are, you're reaching. It's the same practice wherever you are, you're reaching, you're struggling, you're striving, you're making effort until it becomes effortless. Deep breathing. And slowly rising up. You'll take a table pose, either with the knees bent, table, or if you want to play around with straight leg, if you're doing straight leg, first you really point your toes so you get this extension of the ankle, and then you hug your legs together so they're squeezing together, those two things. Then hands come back not too far and lift up. Try to get your toes on the ground. And slowly release down. Okay, now we're going to come onto our back. Go ahead and lay down on your back. Lay down on your back. Great job today, guys. Great job today. And bring your feet together. Interlace your hands around your feet. Now notice if you have less than 90-degree angle or greater, and try to make it greater. And you see that when you start to increase this angle, your sits bones will come up, your butt will come up. I want you to find that, and then using the arms, begin to rock. So this is a technique for not only stretching the outside of the legs, but also massaging the back. And then begin to rock from side to side, controlling it so you bring one knee to the ground, and then the other. You'll have to activate your core usually to control this. Excellent. We'll go ahead and bring both your feet onto the ground. And now I want you to walk your feet in towards your sits bones and take the heel of your hand and press it into the hip crease, and then relax your belly and just decompress the spine. So I like to push one side, then the other. Relax the belly. So if you have tension in your belly, it won't release. Keep trying to relax it at the same time as you push. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good, yogis. Take your arms alongside your body. And now you have an option here if you want to take full wheel. Go ahead, take one or two. Or if you want to join me for bridge pose, we're going to lift our hips up. And then, of course, if you like, you can interlace your hands. And when I do this, I walk my shoulders closer together and don't turn your head so that my C7, that knobby vertebra on the back of the neck, is off the ground. And then I push my hands down and try to push my hips up. This, or you're doing full wheel, as to your preference. Keep pushing up, strengthen. See if you can push your hips any higher. And then exhale, lowering down, draw your right knee into your chest and just squeeze the knee in, soften and relax the right hip. Just a very gentle decompression. Release the right leg, bring the left in. Same thing, squeeze it in and try to soften the lower belly, the left hip. Release. One more time, walk your feet in so they're close to your hips, and then place your hands in the hip crease, relax your belly and press. Try to find this decompression. Wow. And I have some good news to you. You did it. Go ahead and get ready for Savasana. while I tame my yoga hair. Set yourself up for Savasana. So what does this mean? This means that if you happen to be in a place where it's chilly, yeah, where it's a little bit chilly, find something to cover that beautiful body that you just worked out so hard. Find something to cover it. Tuck yourself in. Tuck yourself in. Now we'll do a full guided Savasana. Tuck yourself in. I really do recommend if you have something to cover your eyes, it's nice because it helps with withdrawing the senses. Sensory withdrawal. Tuck yourselves in, my dears. Tuck yourselves in. So as you begin to settle down into Savasana, Savasana means corpse pose, and it's not just that we're in this posture of relaxation, but actually it's an attitude of withdrawing control, as if you were pulling the spirit, back out of the body. So bring your attention to the center of the brain and begin unsqueezing the brain. Just a gentle relaxation, dissolving into your ears and behind your eyes and unsqueezing sinuses, unsqueezing the teeth and tongue, unsqueezing your throat, across the shoulders, elbows, wrists. And releasing your hands as if they were flowers blossoming. Have this feeling of unsqueezing from your brain all the way down your arms. All the way down your arms. And bring this to your chest, to your heart. Unsqueezing the chest, belly, hips, knees, ankles, arches and toes. A long wave of unsqueezing from your brain all the way down to your toe tips. As if you were releasing the tension from all of the effort. The effortless blossoming of a flower. And release your body from the center of your brain all the way down your legs and your arms. And I want you to begin to relax the very air around you, just a little bit, just an inch or two. Feel that. You can unsqueeze the very air around you. Excellent. Unsqueezing the very air around you. And then continue that relaxation as if somehow, for no reason, you were just able to relax the atmosphere around you. See if you can extend that relaxation to take up the whole room that you are in. For no reason at all, just the very atmosphere around you became totally serene and relaxed. And bring your attention 1,000 feet beneath you in the earth. And release your body from there, as if you were letting go of a kite. And for the next minute, just drop the entirety of your body. And allow your relationship to any thoughts or sensations that are occurring to be as if there were clouds in a sky and you feel yourself more like the sky and less like the clouds. And slowly returning to controlling the physical body. Lengthening the inhale all the way to your fingertips and toe tips. Returning gentle movement. When you're ready, drawing your arms over your head and your knees into your chest. Rocking a little bit side to side. And then arriving in a comfortable seated position. Come all the way up to a comfortable seated position. Rest with your palms facing up, and we just become still for a few moments for no reason than because we can. Lean back and become absolutely still. And with your next inhale, reaching your arms over your head, an invitation of clarity into your life. And with the exhale, drawing your hands down in front of your heart in gesture of sharing with all sentient beings. Thank you so much for joining me all around the world. Namaste. Namaste, guys. Great job today. I hope you liked it. That was a strong sequence. Thank you. Thank you. We have some fun things upcoming. We'll send you an email. You can check it out. Some higher education if you're interested in learning more about yogic mind science, which is very important in times like these. And as well, the alignment module for our 200-hour training. Love you guys. Any questions about today's practices? Any questions? Everything was good. I love you, Alicia, Dana, Gisela. I feel good. I don't know what you guys are. I feel like, whew, I did something. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Carlos, thank you. Thank you. Brian, Carrie, Ann, Flavia, Mika, Josefa. Yes, Josefa, you got your hamstring stretch. Daniela. Thank you. Thank you. You guys will get a recording and feel free to share the Saturday's practices with anybody that you think would like it. I mean, it was a tough practice. Maria. Gracias. Gracias a ustedes. Ten buen día. Y, we have great classes all week. Walter, I'm sorry you came late. You'll get up. We'll send you a recording. Thank you, everybody. I love you. Bye.